Howdy, Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man here with a late night smoke. I'm outdoors on my porch. Broke out. I had earlier today smoking the Presbyterian, and it tasted so good. And as you can see, it's really nice. I hope I have to order another one and keep it around. Because sometimes guys like me that love them, English blend. I mean, the quality of this tobacco is just great quality. Just great quality. Smells great. The texture is great. Perfect. It's like a perfect blend. You know, Orientals in here are just like. So I appreciate when they decide, hey, we're gonna wait until we get the right tobacco for the blend, and don't cheapen it. Even if I have to pay a little more, I'd rather pay a little more. This is what's called a fine smoke with my BC. Look at that beautiful pipe. And I smoked this earlier today, and it's got like an apple shape, and it's very, it's, look at that. It's really nice, really nice. And I agree with Tunnel. These big lighters are great because it's 1, 2, 3, boom. And I can't get matches right now, so. And what I like, I could put it right on I could lower the flame, increase the flame. Even in the whole process of lighting it, usually you try to char it. Well, some people try to, but I'll stop for a second and burn, even if it's one tobacco, lightly. I know it's an English blend. Doesn't have any Perique in it. And, predominantly Virginia with Latakia. But there's something different about this Latakia. It's not. Doesn't have that distinct smell. You can still smell the Latakia, but it's not so pronounced where it overtakes the smell of Virginia or the smell of Oriental tobacco. For some reason, I like holding this one like that. And even if by mistake this is a smooth, you inhale it, the effects and the nicotine is not harsh. This is random thoughts today. I was hearing Tono talk about an experience that he was in search of a cherry blend. It reminded me when I was starting out with Cherry Middleton. I thought that was God's gift to the universe. The Cherry Middleton. You know, it was very popular. See, if I knew about blending, I would be able to take a little burley or some Oriental and mellow it out. I didn't know anything about that. It was New Jack, you know. And I could easily buy, black Cavendish and toasted Cavendish, and I could buy a whole bag of flue cured or whatever, fire cure, and I can mix my own blends. That's the good thing about um, pipe blending. A lot of people don't talk about much. Guys don't really talk about pipe blending unless you've been years and years in. And when I hear somebody talk about pipe blending, I listen up because oddly enough, I think half the people that I've spoken to, customers, think very highly of half and half for whatever reason. I haven't really done much blending with half and half. Half and half as a base to begin with for pipe blending. I tell you, 30 years ago, you had men, brothers that were alive that had something like 50 years experience, 35, 40 years experience that were alive. A lot of them have moved on, passed on to the next plane of existence, but they knew so much. They were able to take collar blends or buy straight up when Lane Limit began selling straight up Cavendish, straight up this, straight up that. But these customers were blending themselves, and all of them, practically 98% of them were saying, when you begin a blend, and you're going to start a blend, you can't go wrong with half and half, they would tell me. I was like, really? Yeah. And they would say things like, don't start with Cavendish. Go get yourself some Kentucky Burley. And if you can get if you can't get Oriental tobacco, you know what you use? You use Camel cigarettes, the Turkish tobacco that they have. You add that, and then you go get yourself some Latakia and Perique. I tell you, man. But then again, the art is the amount, the blending, the trial and error. And the thing is, you can come up with a great blend, but if you're not continually are able to get access to that particular tobacco, man, it's terrible. You're like, oh, I got the perfect blend, but I can't get it. I can't get the tobacco. I can get that St. James Latakia. I can't get that Perique. Truly is an art. Truly, blending is really, really. I think of blenders, tobacco blenders is right up there. Like with chefs, they can really, some of the great cigar masters, they can really put blends together. You know, everything from the aroma, the curing, the burning, the construction, you know, putting together a great pipe. It's not like, you know, wrapping a cigar, you know, and aging it. It's very, very different in that sense. It's more complex blending and curing fire tobacco, fire cure, air cure. And we're not even talking about shade grown tobacco. We're not even talking about um, sun grown tobacco. We're not even talking about the effects on the sun on tobacco. Period. You know, or how about taking a Maduro, letting the tobacco grow to Maduro Oscuro, using that as part of your tobacco blend. Oh my lord. Still, I don't think there's really strong tobacco pipe tobacco smokers. I don't think it's conducive to the smoking experience. This right now, this Presbyterian, even though I'm talking, it's really enhancing my experience. I'm really tasting this. I can smell it. Look how fine that tobacco is. Bro, it's great. I'm not struggling with it. Not for the packing, it just forms, you know. You put the tobacco in and you just tap on it and it forms and it takes the shape of the bowl. I had that Presbyterian now since January, so it's aged a little bit more. I'm looking forward to mixing some tobacco blend now. I ordered uh, straight burley. You know, I'm gonna try a little something to fire cure it. I'm gonna try to fire cure it. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it in my backyard in a small little tent. Fire cure it. Not a lot, just give it a shot. Take down notes. See how it goes. I mean, you can experiment with your own tobacco. You could. The one thing about tobacco you could really do is toppings. You could try different honey toppings. I mean, if you got a straight up Virginia and natural Virginia, you want to change the toppings. I mean, it's very easy to do that. You add. One time I took too much of it. You know that vanilla flavor that you add on when you make your pound cake? I think I took too much of it. And I really didn't know what I was doing. I put it on the tobacco and I let it sit there. It was just too much. It's just such a science. Mm. This is a very quiet day today. I gotta had a great time when Raul came to visit me and we sat and we really smoked. We really talked. It was so nice, you know. No egos, no. My pipe is better than your pipe. My tobacco, what I'm smoking. None of that crazy stuff. We really enjoy sitting back, talking. You know, he's grateful. I'm grateful. I'm glad he's retired. He's finally reached retirement age. See somebody else make it. And call my old friends, and some of them are gone. Didn't make it. Died. Died working. You know. So you gotta know when to pull back. Sometimes you're going on. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And you don't rest and you're killing yourself to make an extra $100, $200. But you sapping the life out of you. You know, that's not, it wasn't supposed to be that way. You're working so hard, you're beating yourself up. And once you get to that point, you're done. You can't enjoy life. You're wore out. I was wore out. Once I retired, I was wore out. It took me like 3 years to come back from that tiredness, from that. That's why when I came here in the sun and the beach, and it took me a while. You know, mentally I wasn't all there. You know, so you see a lot of violence. You know, people tearing at each other, and the war does that to you. It's just like, it's so chaotic. Anytime in nature, that's why I love nature, I love pipe. Go out into nature, sit there, you just not, I stopped watching, you know, certain films, and, you know, what I realized, certain films bring back old memories. It took a while to me, like, to realize that. You know, when I came back to smoking pipe, my wife saw the difference. It was less stressful. I was smiling more. I'm happy. I was so happy to smoke pipe again. You know, it's one of the one things and I'm even more happy now because I get to share with other people, and even if I didn't share any people, it's just like I can sit here, be quiet. Look at this. It's so quiet. It's the first time I heard rooster late at night. And a rooster at night. It's so quiet. It's so peaceful. Right now, my experience is up there. Hmm? Good pipe, good tobacco, good fire starter. Ambiance is very important to smoking. Where you smoking your pipe, you can't smoke this around people that are just like losing it. Though I've noticed oftentimes You know, people could be all talking down the street and they see me smoking pipe. All of a sudden, there's silence. It's like they're watching me do something that they haven't seen in a long time, and they can smell it, and it changes their thought patterns. I really believe that. The aroma, they call it what, aromatherapy. There's certain aromas that human beings like. I love smelling the burnt of cedar wood. Love it. Yeah, beautiful smell. I haven't even tapped it down. You know, this could be a real smoky experience, but I don't mind. I'm one of those guys that everything's got to be perfect. My smoke got to be perfect. They get so anal about it. Right tobacco, right this, right that, right that, or else they're not going to enjoy it. Oh, yeah. This is good. Let's pick it up a little bit. Mm. Well, you see the Piper said, man, I really don't got much to say. You get yourself some fine tobacco. It might cost you a little more. Get get yourself. I used to be like, get the cheapest pipe. Now I'm like, get the best pipe you can afford. Get the best pipe you can afford. You know? Get the best, get the best that you can afford. You can start with a corn cob, that's great. But then when you're gonna go to briar, get the best briar you can get. If you're gonna leave corn cob to go to the next level, get yourself either the best meerschaum or the best corn cob you can get. It might cost you 150, $100. Save up. Don't be anxious. I had my I had a cob for 6 months before I bought my first K Woody. I was a teenager, I wasn't working. Mmm. Ooh, nice. Really enjoying this smoke, man. See the pipe and pipe sailor, man. Until next time, enjoy.